Hi, I'm Katie. Welcome to my channel, Created to Create. This is Mandy, my co-host, and this is actually a bonus episode. So we had a bonus episode 4.5 part 1, and this is bonus episode 4.5 part 2. So some of you who've watched the previous episodes, you'll already know, but I went to Hot Springs with there were 8 of us all together, so 7 of my dear girlfriends from church. And it was just a trip for fun. You know, we were gonna hang out, enjoy hot springs, and do whatever we wanted. Well, we've gone a couple of times, and this time they decided to have a craft night. They were all going to make floral arrangements. And I said, well, that sounds like fun, but I don't want to make a floral arrangement. Not really my wheelhouse.
No.
So I said, it's no big deal. I'm just gonna bring my knitting, which I would have done anyway, and they all know. And one of the women said, well, bring an extra pair of needles and an extra ball of yarn because someone might want to learn. I'm thinking you guys have been watching me knit for 7 years and none of you have ever wanted to learn. But okay, so I brought an extra pair of needles and an extra ball of yarn. Well, the first night we sit down to knit, would have been Monday night, 2 women jump up and say, we brought our own needles and yarn and we want you to teach us to knit. So I was like, oh, okay. So I started teaching 2 of the ladies to knit. By the end of the weekend, everybody was knitting except for 2 women. Of the 2 that weren't knitting at the end of the weekend, 1 learned to knit the first day after we got home.
Oh, wow.
So out of the 8 of us, there were 2 of us who already knit. So that left 6. And out of those 6, there are now 5 who are all knitting. So the other girl who already knew to knit, her name was Melissa, and she's actually in episode 4.5, part 1.
Oh, okay.
So when we were having, I guess, whatever you call that meal at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you were too busy to eat lunch and too hungry to wait for dinner, that meal, she and I decided we wanted to go to a yarn store in Arkansas. So we're looking it up on our phone, like, where's there near one? And there was one in Melbourne that was open that day. I think that was Tuesday. And then there was one in Hot Springs that didn't open until Wednesday morning. So she and I drove out to the one in Melbourne. Nobody else wanted to go with us. They all went to some bath soap.
Bummers.
Right? No fun. They went to some bath soap thing. And so when we got back, I was teaching, I think that was the second night, because I was teaching an additional person to knit or something like that. And we were talking about the yarn store we were going to go visit the next morning. And the women kept trying to plan breakfast at some pancake house, and they wanted to go to the bathhouses, because we hadn't been to the bathhouses yet. I was like, oh, that's great, but Melissa and I are going to Hot Springs Fiber Company first thing in the morning. And they're like, well, can we at least eat breakfast first? I'm like, well, yeah, does everyone want to go? And they all wanted to go. So I was like, oh, well, okay, fine. So we went, we had breakfast, and we all went to Hot Springs Fiber Company almost the second they opened.
So you introduced everybody to the additional hobby of yarn buying.
Right, because those are 2 separate hobbies. My knitting is one hobby, and my purchasing and owning and enjoying and curating of a yarn collection is a whole separate hobby.
That's right.
So yes, I did hook them on the second one. So we enjoyed both of the yarn shops we visited, but Hot Springs Fiber Company is really something special. I walked in the door, and the first thing I saw on a mannequin, I just was like, oh, I have to knit that. Like, I have to. How much is it? Sign me up. I'm sold. I'm knitting that. We got super excited. My friend that already knit was super excited. All the other women were mostly laughing and watching me be super excited, because I'm sure
it is something
funny
to see.
And anyways, it just sort of colossaled into this big thing. The owner of Hot Springs Fiber Company, her name is Tracy. She is the sweetest lady. She was listening to me talk about all these women that I taught to knit, literally 1 to 2 days ago, and that I had dragged them all into this yarn store, and she was showing me the different patterns and helping me get set up with that first pattern, which was the Bandana Cowl. And I'll put a picture of the pattern here for you. And I did buy the yarn for that. So the first thing I'm going to show you is an acquisition of yarn. This is my Bandana Cowl sampler set. So this is a sample of all of the different yarns that she sells in her shop. And I'm sorry about the crinkly paper sound, because I hate that. I'm going to dump it out so I can hold it up to the camera. But it has each of her different kinds of yarn so that you can sample it and you make this bandana cowl out of it. So this is her Magic Merino Sport. This is her Silky Alpaca, which is 2x4. It is like holding the alpaca. I don't know, maybe not, because that would probably be rough, but it's super soft.
I don't think I've ever touched an alpaca.
I probably haven't either. This is Seriously Sock. And these are all with the same colorway, so you can also kind of see the difference. This is luster wool.
Is that like a worsted weight luster wool? Do you know?
I don't know. It doesn't say. Might say on here, actually. Luster wool. It is, let's see, 10 grams is 50 yards.
Oh, it's 35% bamboo.
So it's a fingering weight because a full hank is 400,
yeah.
400 yards. So, and then this is a mohair. And then this is what I fell in love with. Look at the shine on that. This is called, oh, it doesn't have a name on its tag. I think it's Foggy Northern Lights. Is that what it says?
I think that's what you told me.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Foggy Northern Lights. You guys, that sparkle in there, it's not stellina. It's something else that's wove all through there. It doesn't break, crack, or fall out, and it just shines like you wouldn't believe. I mean, seriously, have you ever seen anything sparkle like this? So I had to have that. I picked that up and bought that. Pretty much like as soon as I walked in the door. Well, then she started talking about a new knit along that she had just started. And that's actually the main point of this video. I got a little distracted with the yarn sampler there. The main point of this video is that she has a all new knit along. It's called the Blanket of Knowledge. And the way she explained it to me was it's a really unique take on your regular knit along. So what you're going to do is you're going to knit an entire blanket in about 13 months. Every month you get a subscription and you receive a box of yarn with a pattern on knitting a square, or a block, actually, it's a rectangle, but a block for the month. And then you knit 2 blocks every month, and then after 12 months, you'll have 24 blocks. And then the 13th month, if you have had 12 months of the subscription, you'll get a free ball of yarn and instructions to finish the blanket.
Okay.
So far, that sounds like every other knit along block of the month club you've ever heard of. Here's what makes it unique. This knit along never ends. Let's say you start it and you need to pause it because you're busy. It's Christmas. You don't have time to knit your block of the month. You go in and block it. You only had 2 months in, but you pick it up a few months later and continue on. As long as you do 12 months, at the end of that 12 months, you get your 13th block and you can finish your blanket. The knit along just keeps going. It never stops. Okay. So you can come in and out of it whenever you want, finish your blanket, knit 2 blankets, knit, whatever you want to do. It's very, very flexible. And it's always going to be, as long as you don't cancel it, you just pause your subscription, you can get right back in and continue on. So it's really great if you're feeling overwhelmed, you need a break. You don't lose all of your back building up stuff. Like, you still get to do the knit along. So I really liked the flexibility of it. And then I really liked the customization of it. She has, I think, 6 different colorways that you can pick from. And she has 3 different weights of yarn that you can pick from. You can have a fingering weight, blanket, a DK weight, or a worsted weight. So everybody can be doing the same thing and have really different projects. So there's lots of variety, lots of selection. So we were getting to talk, and I happened to mention that I have a YouTube channel, and would she mind if I took a little video? And that's what you saw in episode 4.5. That was the video of me, her giving me and my friend Melissa and my other friends a tour of her yarn shop and her dyeing studio and things like that. Well, then she started saying, hey, would you be interested in a collaboration? And that's what brought about this video, which is basically about the Blanket of Knowledge knit along, which we are going to collaborate with Tracy on. So we are going to be hosting a knit along. All of my friends who I just taught to knit signed up for the knit along.
So we might be having some tutorial time.
Yep. So all of us are in. We're going to meet live once a month and work on our blocks. And we would be just thrilled if you guys would support Tracy, sign up for the subscription, and keep up with us and keep us updated on your projects. Okay. And we'll be working it together. Now, there will be a special, members only tutorial channel, or we're calling it a coaching channel. I don't really feel like a teacher, and I don't really know that I tutor anyone in knitting. But I am, because I have so many friends who are brand new knitters, I will be shooting what we're calling playbooks.
Okay.
Every block, there'll be a video that goes with the block that will walk you through all of the steps you'll need to knit that block for that month.
Okay.
So if you are new and you're a little nervous about doing something like this on your own, you're not going to be on your own. I'm going to hold your hand, or Tracy's going to hold your hand, or possibly Mandy. We may get her knitting some tutorials too. We will be your coaches, and we will help you through every step of the way. But the only way you're going to get access to the Blanket of Knowledge pattern or the Blanket of Knowledge coaching videos is if you sign up for the monthly subscription. So go to Hot Springs Fiber Company right now. You can pause my video. I'll be here when you get back. Order your box. The boxes cost $35 and they are gorgeous. Now, full disclosure, she has offered the box for me and for my mother for free. So we are not paying for our yarn, but we are giving you our honest opinion and review about it for sure. Mm-hmm. Also, my grandmother, who is not in this video, will be doing the crochet version because this same blanket has 2 versions. Didn't I tell you there was a million ways to customize this? You can knit it or crochet it. So for our next full episode, we should have lots of blocks to share with you guys.
So I have a question because I haven't seen the pattern or anything. Is this like blocks we're going to then stitch together? To make
yes.
Okay.
Because you're knitting the blocks individually and separately.
Okay.
Yep. So I have already, she gave me my box while I was in Hot Springs. I had it open the next day and I had the first square knit within 2 days. Okay. Something like that. So I cannot do an unboxing video because my box is already way unboxed.
But I have not opened my box yet.
I said, it's in your house, don't touch it.
All right, I touched it, but I didn't open it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So Mandy is going to open her box and share with you her yarn choice. So tell them what picture you chose for your inspirational photo.
Oh, I don't remember the name of it, but it was a turquoise brown colorway and it was like a lake.
Yeah, so it was like a turquoise lake in like a canyon.
Yes, it looked very, I don't know. Southwestern-y, New Mexico, Arizona type feel to it.
And she chose the DK weight yarn.
I chose DK weight because it's Texas and I didn't really feel like I needed a really heavy blanket. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I already put hers into a cake.
This is absolutely gorgeous. It feels marvelous.
It is so soft. I've been knitting with it for the last week. It is amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to love it. And I have candy.
So every month, in addition to your yarn, you'll get a little baggie of goodies that will always include something something special. So this month it was a couple of pieces of candy. She said it could be a tea, it could be a, whatever little extra thing. And then every month you're going to receive a stitch marker.
So a little dragonfly stitch marker.
So in her box set, it's always a dragonfly. I chose the seashell beach inspirational photo. So my stitch marker is a starfish.
Makes me think of Charlene because Charlene likes dragonflies.
So from what I understand, you'll get a different dragonfly.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And then you also got both of the patterns. You get the knit version and the crochet version, and you should get access to the members only, not members of YouTube, but members of the Knit Along only YouTube videos that'll help you if you need some help.
Will you have links to her?
I'll have links to all of her stuff down below for sure. So the other colorways that you could have gotten, so I'll show you mine in just a minute, but they also had a dark kind of brown. So each colorway kind of has like a main theme color. So like for the pool of water in the desert, the color is blue. For the, there was a color that was green. It was like a photo of a frog. There was pink flowers, purple, I don't remember, maybe flowers too. Some blue butterflies.
I can't remember.
There was a brown colorway that was like a moon over the water. That's the color that my grandmother's going to crochet. Gwen is going to do the brown one. There was a red colorway that was like fall leaves. That was really pretty. Have I listed 6?
I wasn't counting.
I think
I was still oohing it.
There was blue butterflies. So that might have been the turquoise colorway. Yeah, it says turquoise on your box. Turquoise colorway, and then there's another one that's a blue colorway that has blue butterflies. You have to go to her website and see the inspirational photos, and I'm telling you, the yarn looks just like the way the photo makes you feel, if that makes any sense. Of course, the picture of the photo is not on the yarn, but when you look at the color in your yarn, you feel the same way as when you're looking at the photo. It's really great. So, I have already knit, actually, August's block of the month, so I have to show off. And mine is in the colorway, it's the orange colorway, and the inspirational photo is a beach. So I haven't blocked it, but it is knit. And every month, it's called the blanket of knowledge because every month you're going to be doing a study to learn something. So this month it was all about texture and the way texture and pattern of the yarn work together to make an image. So it has these easy, not easy, in a bad way, but just a basic knit purl pattern. I already know what next month's pattern is going to be, and I've seen 2 of next month's colors, because she shared them with me and I'm doing some work for her, but next month is really neat too.
So we're kind of a little bit behind, right? Because this is August.
Well, you can't be behind.
Okay.
There's no way to be behind, but the actual first month of the subscription was August.
Okay.
If you sign up now before September 10th, you will get in on the September month, and you'll get the September colorway and the September pattern. If you sign up after September, you will not get your first box for the subscription until October. She ships between the 10th and the 14th. You have to sign up before the 10th.
Okay.
But if you say you see the pattern for September and you just fall in love, you can always contact Tracy and she will back dye the previous months for you if you want and give you access to those. So that's the other thing. Each of the individual videos, you'll only get access to the video for your block of the month. So you won't get access to everything.
Okay.
You just get to the months that you subscribe, you'll get access to those. So it is a really neat program. We're really excited to collaborate with her. She was cracking me up because she was trying to find my YouTube channel and she couldn't find it. And I was like, that's weird. It should just come right up. Well, the reason it wasn't showing up was for her to subscribe to was because she was already a subscriber.
That's just crazy.
I don't have that many subscribers. But it was very flattering.
But if you want to subscribe, click subscribe below and the bell for notifications.
Yes, you could do that. And like the video.
We
haven't been pushing that, but I guess we should.
Yeah, we should.
If you think we earned it. If you don't like us, then,
just move on.
Yeah, go find someone you do like.
Keep scrolling.
But anyway, this is the knit along, and we are very, very excited to host it. We are very honored to host it, and I am a big fan. This was a dream to knit with. It is
I just want to touch that.
So soft and squishy.
Oh, is yours the DK as well?
Mine is the DK as well. Yep.
Oh, that's going to be a nice weight blanket.
It's going to be very lovely.
Yes.
So. Oh, and you can look at her Facebook page or her website. She's not it's not so much a mystery knit along. So if you want to see what the upcoming month's block is going to look like, she has pictures posted. You can see it in advance. Yeah. It's not a big secret or anything.
Lovely.
So that is our mystery knit along. Now I did buy one more thing, and since we're talking about her shop, I'm going to show you the other thing I bought because I love it. And this is to go with, oh my goodness, a scarf pattern, but I didn't bring the pattern and I cannot remember what it's called right now. So I will have to put it here. But it has a 2-color scarf, and I bought the Silky Alpaca in the colorway Goldenrod. And then I bought, this is what makes my heart sing. This is that Foggy Northern Lights in colorway Peacock. And it just sparkles like you wouldn't believe. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but I hope so because it is lovely. So I am very, very excited to cast on those things. I wasn't planning on buying but one ball of yarn, and I bought four and a sampler. And then I came out with this yarn, which I've loved. So anyway, I hope you will join us with our knit along. I hope that you guys are creating every day.
That's right.
We're going to close in a prayer, and we'll see you next time. Dear Lord, thank you for the way that you bring us together so that we can help one another and work with one another as we work with our hands and we create beauty in the beautiful world that you have given us to enjoy. We praise you and we glorify you, and in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.